My guy or girl, you. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. This is gonna be such a good day. I knew it. I just knew today was gonna be perfect. How's your day going? Because let me tell you, I hope it's fantastic. I hope you're having the freaking best day of your life. Here's to you, okay? I lift my pumpkin brown sugar quad shot homemade latte to you, to your fantastic day, and to just countless blessings from God over your life. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. My name is Mission Mike. I'm the worst Christian / missionary of all time. However, I have done mission work and ministry for several years. I've been studying scripture like crazy, read through the Bible 8 times. I don't even know how many at this point. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys things I have learned from hands-on experience. And we're going to be talking today about how to handle an abusive person and or situation. And I'm going to give you the three options that you have to pick from with plenty of explanation in under 10 minutes. So get excited, y'all. So anyways, let me take a quick little sip and we're going to just jump right in. So here goes. Woo! Jehovah Jireh. Y'all, that means the Lord provides. Okay, let's talk about the 3 ways you can handle an abusive situation and or person, okay? And you can really apply these to almost even problems in life. It could be like a financial problem. It could be a work problem, you name it. But we're going to dominantly be talking about, human interaction. So here we go. The 3 choices you have, and each one explained, and what you should do, especially if you're going through this right now, okay? So number 1, passive. Number 2, active. Number 3, aggressive. Biblically speaking, I feel these are almost the only ways you can truly handle a problem, and all 3 are biblical options that you have. Scripture talks about there's a time for everything, a time to kill, a time to heal, or something like that. A time to laugh, time to cry, time to live, die. There is balance, and so I'm going to give you guys biblical answers to what you're going through, because I feel as Christians, sometimes due to our lack of understanding of Scripture, or maybe we haven't read it enough, we sometimes allow too much abuse onto ourselves. Does that make sense? And maybe you've done this before. I know I have, okay? Where you read things like you're supposed to turn the other cheek, but you kind of take that, and in this attempt of you're so afraid of upsetting God that you start to eliminate needed boundaries. And then all of a sudden you start getting abused or harassed. And it could be by like in a relationship. It could be like a stranger on the street messing with you. But we accidentally destroy all of our own boundaries and allow harassment, molestation, abuse, threats, actual danger. And that is not what God calls us to. So I'm going to give you the 3 options. So here's 3 little points to help illustrate all this and what to do. Number 1, you need to understand which one you're dealing with. Okay. And you can ask some really simple questions like, what are they doing, or what is the situation doing? Like, what's happening and how would I describe it? If somebody is passively insulting you or being passive aggressive, it's in the name. That's a passive problem. If somebody is actively harassing you, actively abusing you, in the name. If someone is being aggressive, threatening, abusive, it's in the name. So first, just try and understand what's happening. So great examples. Like here's one I went through. Some guy started harassing my wife, was like cussing at her, saying all this junk. He blocked us in, gets out of his car, would not let us drive forward. I now feel like we're in danger, aggressive situation. Maybe you're in a relationship or you've been in one that you're getting abused, you're getting threatened, you're getting beat up and you do not know what to do. Aggressive situation. Maybe you got a coworker who's just every day kind of messes with you, or you got a relative who just kind of always just takes a little jab, maybe a little bit more on the passive, or they're actively messing with you. You know what I'm saying? So first, just ask and try to figure out what situation you're dealing with. Okay, this rolls us into number 2. Don't worry, we're going to keep this under 10 minutes. So number 2, figure out who you are as a person. Okay, so think about who you are and be honest. And you need to pick an option that plays to your strengths. Does that make sense? Now, first, there is no right way to handle this. All right, I'm just going to tell you, there's no correct answer. Paul says, whatever you do, be fully devout in that belief. He says one person thinks fasting's okay. One person, and that's what we should do. One person thinks everything's permissible. Whatever you're going to do, be fully devoted to it. That's what he says. So pick your option. So figure out who you are. I personally get scared easy. right? I spook easy. If somebody came over and knocked on the door and told me they're going to rob me that night, I don't have patience. I get overly emotional. I get afraid. And to me, I'm not going to sit there and be like, okay, well, that guy's crazy. I hope he doesn't do it later. I guess I'll just keep the doors locked and maybe I'll keep the lights on and just hope for the best. Like, no, I'm just going to look at him and be like, well, I guess I have to like hurt you now. You have threatened me and I cannot allow that. Does that make sense? And I know that comes off as like psycho, but it's like, that's how it is sometimes easier. I'm way better equipped to handle things aggressively due to being a freaking psycho. Like I'm more talented at that. And it comes with a price, y'all. I've gotten in street fights to handle things. My hand got deformed and shattered. I have like scars over my freaking face and I won those. I mean, did I though? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it winning a fight when your hand's permanently reshaped? So I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that there's been a lot of situations where like that still ironically is my strength. Like I don't have the patience to sit there and hope and wait for the mercy of this person. When, you know, a lot of times some other people being passive may be a great choice. You're like, that guy's crazy. I don't know what that was. I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to ignore that. Sometimes that's the right answer. Okay, so figure out who you are as a person and pick an option that fits that. And last but not least, you need to be capable of all of them if you want to be successful in life. So like guys, you need to like learn you need to learn it all. You need to learn patience. You need to learn how to street fight. You need to be trained in MMA or self-defense, marksmanship, go to the shooting range, get into knife throwing. I don't care. Ladies, you got to learn sometimes how to yell. I'm not even kidding. You got to learn to stand up for yourself. Or if you're yelling, you may need to learn to be quiet and shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Guys, same thing with you. Yelling isn't always the solution to every problem, you know? But sometimes if you got an abusive woman, maybe you need to speak up. Here's a little tip. Whatever you're good at, if you're good at being aggressive, start practicing the opposite, how to be passive. Like ladies, if you're too passive and you get walked all over, start learning to set boundaries and stand up for yourself, okay? Play to your strengths, pick choices that match your strengths, but always be practicing getting good at all of them if you truly want to be successful in life, because there is a time for each and every one of those options. In some situations, you may have to cycle through all of them until you find the winning combination, okay? Does any of this make sense? So, you know, if you're a passive person in an abusive relationship, you're just not a fighter, you're not a screamer, you're not a yeller. Like ladies, you're being threatened and harassed. It may be time for you to just run. You may need to like one day somehow just escape, go into hiding and never talk to this person again. Does that make sense? Like, especially if that person's going to physically try and dominate you. Guys, you may be in the same situation. You may have a girl who's crazy, psycho, manipulates you, flirts with girls in front of you and is psychologically messing with you. You may need to like just ghost her. You may need to just go. That might be your strength, you know, or, you know, there's going to be times where maybe you're brave enough to sit there and be like, hey, enough is enough. I'm not putting up with this stuff. But either way, you need to be capable of all of them. So, you know, if you want my advice, I do feel that active problem solving is the best choice because it's a combination of the two. Does that make sense? It's being active, it's setting boundaries, it's putting a stop to something without having to go overkill and not being so passive that you don't get the job done. So I guess the final note is like, what happened when that guy blocked us in? I chose aggressive, y'all. I started with each one though. First, I like smiled. I was like, dude, you're good. You know, it's fine. Not a big deal. Tried to laugh it off. He starts cussing, you know, my wife out and cussing us out and blocks us. And I'm like, hey, you need to leave. Like, you need to leave. I'm not kidding. Then I like actively tell him, hey, I'm not kidding. I'm going to like physically assault you and beat you up. None of this is made up. And I'm like, I'm serious because we're trapped and now I have to protect her. And then after that, it's like, as he kept just coming closer and closer, I was like, I warned you. And now I have to like eliminate this problem. And I beat the crap out of him. Okay. And biblically speaking, no greater love is there that you would lay down your life for the people that you care about. Right. The Lord said, "The Lord is my rock, who teaches my hands to war, and teacheth me to war, and my hands to battle." You know, so like, do I want to pick that option? No, but it's like if someone's blocking you in your life, you may have to go to war. Does that make sense? But if you can avoid it, like try to find that middle step of just actively setting boundaries, saying no, escaping the situation. But just remember, there's a time and a place for all of them, and whatever you pick to your strengths. If you're psycho, be aggressive in how you handle things. If you're passive, passively run away and flee. Just play to your strengths. Hope this helps. Love you guys. Praying for you. And if this does help, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit that 1,000 mark, and I want this video to get out to as many people as possible who are going through this. So every time, it's a way you can help for free. Doesn't cost you a thing. But every time you guys like help me forward this stuff out there, then people who are going through abusive situations, this may be exactly what they need to hear. So it's a way you can help someone out. Or if you want, there's a link below where you can buy me a coffee. Okay. Be very grateful. If not, doesn't hurt my feelings. And there's a link below where you can buy you a coffee at Milk and Miel, M-I-E-L, Spanish word for honey, milkandmiel.coffee. All right. But love you guys. Hope this helps. I will talk to y'all soon.